Hey everyone, this is Bob Pockrass from Fox Sports, and we need to get you ready for those next-gen questions as the season is about to begin. Let's say you're at a Super Bowl party this weekend and someone knows you're a NASCAR fan. They say they watch a little racing and they heard there is a new car this year, and they ask you, I'm going to watch the Daytona 500 next week, so how is this next-gen car different? Well, we figured you could use some help, so we asked some drivers how they would respond.
It's a little more economical, which is good for the sustainability of the sport. It's a little more durable with the way the body's built on it. And it looks a little bit more modern to cars you see out the road. All those things together, I think it's just a more modern car.
It's basically like a kit car. You go online, you put all the items in your shopping cart, and you hit purchase. And it'll be shipped to you in a timely fashion, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it's fast enough, but then you piece it together and build it, and that's across the board for all the teams.
Not all drivers could simplify it, but they tried to tell you what you will notice and what is different.
What's underneath really doesn't matter, and I think that's really what the next-gen car is about, is trying to make it less about what's underneath the car and who's making what, what parts and pieces are an advantage or a disadvantage. Now it's, these are the parts, these are the pieces. Go out and figure out what you like.
You'll definitely notice a little bit different style of how the cars will race, how they'll race in traffic, but as far as the general aspect, besides the numbers being further up on the door, it's still going to be a stock car.
You're not going to notice it at all. The only people that notice it are the guys driving it, the guys working on it. You're going to see bigger aluminum wheels and a car that looks a little bit different.
Some drivers know just how old the technology was in the Cup car up until this season.
In NASCAR, we were driving the most souped-up, high-tech 1970 Mustang that you could ever imagine. I mean, we were basically racing, 1960, 1970 era cars that were stock cars that we had, dissected every small part and piece to make them the coolest car that we could, but they were still 35, 40 years old. The cars that we used to race were a 60-year-old machine that had been just polished and engineered to be works of art. I mean, really, that's what we were racing. We were racing race cars that were just developed to the minute detail to get everything out of every part and piece to make them works of art. I mean, they were incredible race cars for being what they were. They were 50, 60-year-old technology. Now we have these race cars that are very modern, very sophisticated, and when you look at them, they look that way as well. They look very modern. And so I think that there is huge differences from what we had to what we're going to with the next-gen car.
Here's one thing to know. It might not look all that different to the casual race fan, but everything in this car is just about different.
Everything is different. Literally anything you can think of. Imagine what we used to run, and all you can take to the new car is the steering wheel and the pedals and the seat.
Our cars have always had a straight axle across the back, and then the right rear and left rear stagger is what helps make a car turn. Now both are independent, like most passenger cars, and it just has a better stick rate. Like when the car goes into yaw, it's hard to trust it and know it, but it just seems to stick better because the rear is able to absorb the bumps.
If you just really want to eat your chips, here's Chase Elliott's answer.
Why even try? That's just my opinion and how I would go about it. So my short answer would be yes, the car is changing. I feel like it has potential to put on good racing, but what I would say is it's the same for everyone. And we're still going to be going around in circles and turning left more times than right.
Finally, Michael McDowell has a response for those who tell him they don't know about racing, but will watch the Daytona 500.
Well, if it's somebody I don't know, I'd be like, dude, I won the Daytona 500.
Showtime at Daytona. Here they come.
The Daytona 500, February 20th on Fox.
Hey race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.